Hello, it is Thursday, March 11th, 2021, and I am at Little Wabash River Nature Preserve. It's an acres land trust property. It's about a half mile of trails here, so this will probably be pretty quick. Kind of a loop with another loop popping off the edge. So there's a large pond, and you basically go around the pond, which the pond is man-made. It's not an original pond here. So this place is one of the acres properties that is set to be retired by the end of 2021. So allergies are getting to me today, but this place is scheduled to be retired by the end of the year as they focus on improving some of their other properties. So it is a pretty small property, not a lot of parking. So they'll devote more resources to some of the bigger properties, and then just keep this land as preserved. So this is becoming a more common sight as I've been hiking, not just hiking, but all over the place, starting to see discarded masks. So if you have a mask, don't just let it fly away. I'm gonna go clean this one up. Did not grab a trash bag with me, but I'll just stuff that in my pocket for now. Haven't seen a whole lot of trash at Acres Properties other than seeing some masks and, you know, the water bottles, occasional water bottles that are pretty common. But anyway, so about a half mile of trails here. That'll probably take me, I don't know, about 10-15 minutes to hike it. So I think I'll just go ahead and leave the video on the whole time. So we have a lot of tree variety here. So the person who owned this land and donated it to Acres, as I said, they put in the pond. But you'll see a lot of cedar trees, cottonwood, willow, birch, white oak, red maple, spruce, basswood, hickory, beech, elm, tulip, black cherry, sweet gum, dogwood, sumac, and bald cypress. A lot of different tree varieties here. Most of them planted by the person who donated the land. It's about 65 degrees today. A chance of rain, but as I've been looking up, the clouds don't seem to be darkening. So I'm hoping to get in couple of good kind of short hikes to some of these properties that I haven't necessarily been to yet. We're just starting to see here on March 11th, just starting to see some wildflowers blooming. So we've got the crocus has been blooming for about a week now. Tulips are pretty close. Tulips and daffodils pretty close to blooming. Some other things, but there's still also a lot of leaves and such on the ground, dead leaves on the ground, and some of the trees are starting to bud out, but still a little bit of brown. So okay, we'll take a right here and head down, look at the pond. Frog just jumped into the water. I don't know if there's a lot of salamanders in this pond, but they should, baby salamanders should be out about now. So we'll go walk down here to the edge. I hear a lot of things splashing along the shore, probably scaring off some frogs, maybe some turtles here. Nice little pond here. Okay, let's go back on the trail. Sorry, got caught up in the branches there for a second. I didn't make many videos, maybe no videos in February. Snow came, snow came the last weekend in January, around January 29th or so. And it pretty much stayed the entire month of February. And then right about March 1, it started warming up. Okay, so we're at a fork here. On the trail right here. So I'm going to take the outside loop. But yeah, so the month of February, there was about a foot of snow out, so I didn't get a lot of hiking done. Also had some work obligations, and between all the snow and work obligations, I did not get a lot of time on the trails. So as I'm hiking through here, I'm picking up, there's a lot of game trails, right? So paths that deer and other critters take. Seeing some of those as I'm walking along this trail. Also starting to see here on the left, we've got raspberry coming out. So raspberry and blackberry, both related, both members of the rose family, along with strawberries and apples. Seems a little surprising, but they grow these stalks, and it's kind of a 2-year cycle. So they grow 1 year and they don't produce any fruit, and then the second year they produce fruit and die off at the end of the year. So about half of them in any given year will be producing fruit. I don't know if you can hear that. Starting to get the frogs out, frogs and toads. So there's some wetland. Little Wabash River is, I don't know, maybe a 1/4 mile in the direction I'm facing. And between that and the pond here, I'm really hearing a lot of frogs and toads chirping at the moment. Okay, so this is not raspberry right here. This thorny woody stem right there. It's kind of the red color, but that is something else in the rose family. Possibly multiflora rose, but I'm not positive about that. But pretty good chance of that, especially right along the edge of the trail. It often gets spread by people's feet. Let's see right here. I don't know if you can see very well in the video, but it looks like a bit of a game trail through here, right where kind of some of the branches have been broken away. The ground is a little bit trampled. There's probably a deer path through there. Yeah, with the spring weather and the trees starting to bloom out, leaf out and such, it has really started my allergies up. Not sure what this is. It's green thorny vine. I'm gonna have to look that up. That does not look pleasant. It's got these little tendrils here. Grab onto things. You can see right here, it's grabbed onto that other branch to give it some support as it goes up. It's very thorny, right? So seeing vines grow is not uncommon, but vines that are covered in thorn, less exciting. Here's a little bit better. Maybe you can see probably a game trail here, so a deer path. So that's it's one nice thing about these nature preserves. Provide a lot of safe habitat for animals, right? Deer, raccoons, things like that. This is on the outer edges of Fort Wayne, so a lot of fields and such. It's not quite an urban area here yet, so there's still habitat around, but particularly once you get into the urban areas, parks and nature preserves give a lot of habitat. So one thing that I don't see, now this looks like a human path, not a game path. We're at the edge of the property right now. I don't know if you can see, but there's a barbed wire fence, and the top of all the posts are painted purple. And purple is a purple trees or purple fence posts is a no trespassing sign. So it's important that you know that if you're out hiking, realizing if you see something painted purple, that means probably at the edge of property and the neighbors do not want you on their property. But it appears, based on this trail, that while there's no trespassing, it's a trail that maybe people use to come into the nature preserve. I will say that this property is one of two properties, although, as I said, this is scheduled to be closed. Big purple swipe on that tree there. But this is one of two properties Acres has that are open to the public, that have trails where they do allow hunting. So this is closed in the winter. There's no hiking in here in the winter because as part of the donation, it was left available for hunting. But this preserve will be closed to the public by the end of 2021. So there'll be no hiking here at all. Okay. Looks like we're joining up with the other loop right here. And a little bit around, we're back to the car. So right there, can't really see anything, but that is the pond. So it appears we're actually below the pond at the moment. Seeing a lot more raspberry out here. Critter of some sort over there. I don't see it, I just hear it scurrying. Looks like a chipmunk over there playing around. Some big rocks, they're all rounded. Looks like granite rocks. So if you watched my videos before, you know those are called glacial erratics. One of the last ice ages, glaciers rolled those rocks down here from Canada, maybe northern Michigan. So they get rounded because they've been rolled, you know, a couple thousand miles, but they are not natural here. We do not have much granite natural in Indiana. And to the right, back to the pond there. Okay, well, I can see the car, so I think that's about time to end the video. Thanks for taking a hike with me.